All right, I thought that was fitting for this one. Hope everyone's doing well during this COVID crisis we're in. Hopefully things are, things are starting to open up now. We're in phase one, so that's going well. I want to talk about something that I think will be of interest to everybody and really help out their overall day and what they're going to do and what they're going to accomplish moving forward, and that is planning your day. You know, it's funny. I hear people say all the time, they hate when people ask, what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. And if that's you, then you are in the right place. We're going to go over some things. Remember, if you don't plan your day will plan you. If you fail to prepare, then you are preparing to fail. A goal without a plan is just a wish. I can go on and on. There's a lot of those, but there's a reason that there's a lot of those. Very, very important. Many people have said different variations of those, and very successful people. So there is a reason that they're there. Okay, so planning your day has a lot to do with time management also, so we're going to cover some of that. Okay. So number one, morning routine. I can't say it enough. If you have your morning routine, that's going to get your day started right away in a positive mode, and you'll be able to plan your day much better. When you plan your day, it's better to plan your day at the same time every day. I would either say before you go to bed or at some point in the morning before your day actually starts. Because the night before, you're going to think of stuff that you need to get done the next day, right? So you have to think of, your top priorities. Do you have any deadlines that have to be met? Any must-dos? You have to separate the tasks that are more important than the ones that are not, if you're going to get things done. Otherwise, you're going to go in circles all day long, and you're going to be really busy and get nothing done. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can do, especially in this day and age. We have different schedules and alarms you can put on your phones, on your computer. One of the things I do is every hour, every 2 hours, I'll set my alarm to do something. Sometimes it's something that needs to get done throughout the day. Sometimes it's just I set an alarm to just think of a positive thought or to get up and move a little bit. So I use my phone for pretty much everything now. You can use the schedule. There's a lot of different scheduling planners out there. This is one of the ones I use because I like to write things down, as you know, because when you write, you invite. I've been doing that for a while now. So it's good to write the things down. I also use the calendar in my phone. So I have two different things. I write it down by hand and I type it. So it's really in my head what needs to get done. And once it's out, it clears your mind. So you can actually look at what really needs to get done. What do I need to do first? And then you can start crossing them off. Makes you feel good. Of course, after every single thing I finish and do and complete, I reward myself somehow. Sometimes I'll just a big smile and say, "Yes, awesome job, good job." Sometimes I'll buy myself a little treat. Maybe I'll get an ice cream sandwich or something. So I reward myself for everything. But you have to develop these habits, which is why it's important to do your planning pretty much the same time every day, so that you get into the habit of doing that every day. And soon you're going to do it without even realizing that you're doing it. Okay. There's some things that you'll be able to delegate somehow. If you're a parent, you might be able to give some stuff to the children that you normally don't do. Let them do the dishes, or do some laundry, or maybe clean the floors, or that's on your to-do list. Let them have it. That'll free you up for some of the more important things that need to get done. Okay. A lot of this will stop you from getting overwhelmed too. It's on paper. Okay, great. What do I need to do? That way you don't have 50 things going through your head and things get added to it, right? If it's on paper, I can add to it and be like, okay, well, that's not really that important. I can separate it. And then you have the more important stuff from the not so important stuff. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so what I usually like to do is I like to brainstorm. Okay, so when, I'll write a bunch of stuff that needs to get done. Tasks, stuff like that. I'll just write everything. Doesn't matter the priority. And then I'll start to create the list. Okay, this has to get done. And I'll put a time. From 1 to 1:30, this has to take place. I'll give myself a time frame. And then I'll give myself time between the things. I don't want to go from one thing straight to another, because you're just going to get burned out. And it gets very overwhelming, because what happens if something goes a little bit longer than planned, which happens, right? It's life. So, and believe me, I get overwhelmed all the time. I have a lot going on, a lot of things I'm trying to accomplish. So create your list. Check your list often. mark it off often, reward yourself. You know, a lot of what we do, we learn by repetition and reward. Okay, I've heard that from a lot of different people, and it's very, very true. Okay, so think of Pavlov's dogs, or what? There's a lot of different cases, but uh, you know, repetition, repetition, repetition. What, it takes about 30 days to build a habit. 22. Some people it changes. It's different for everyone. That depends what the habit is, right? So I at least try it every day for 30 days. Try to build a habit, see what happens. It can't hurt, right? So I remember there's an 80-20 rule. 80% of the results are from 20% of the effort or actions that we put in. So use that. Don't waste your time going around in circles. Okay. So do what's important and then get results from it. It's very, very simple. You know, Mark Twain once said, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to eat the frog first thing in the morning. So get the stuff that you don't want to do done right away instead of procrastinating, putting off, because that'll just end up overwhelming you, and it just pushes things where they don't really need to go, right? Do what you don't want to do first, get out of the way, and sometimes do the biggest thing first. Okay. He also said if you have to eat 2 frogs, eat the biggest one first. Okay. So, you know, get the biggest, most complicated, or sometimes minuscule tasks that you have, get them done right away, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. And guess what? Reward yourself. You're going to feel good the rest of the day. It's going to help drive you to get other things done. Okay. And it's amazing. And of course, always push yourself past your comfort zone, right? You know, if you the stuff you don't want to do has to have a game pushed, right? So if you have to make a call, you're trying to get a sale, whatever, make that call. That's the main reason to make the call, is because you don't want to do it, you know. And then what happens when you make the call, whether it goes good or bad? Most of the time you're gonna find out it probably goes more the way you want it to go, one way or another. Then you'll find that makes you feel good. And guess what? You create different ways to really get out of your comfort zones, right? Makes you feel better and better. Therefore, your fear goes away. You start having less fear in some of the things that you need to do. Okay? Because, hey, it worked great once. You know, the next time you do it, that one also worked. So you're building that, right? You're building that repetition. Soon, what? You don't mind making those calls because 90% of the time, they go well. Okay. So, and there's another thing that I want to talk about. And this is something I do for my daughters. And it's a daily checklist. Okay. And this is what I use to try to start building their habits, their time management skills, right? Using their scheduling and planning their day in advance. I don't have them doing times yet. I'm happy when they just get everything they need to get done throughout the day done. Okay, times come later. Just like I have Monday through Friday. You know, it's very simple. Make their bed, schoolwork done, 30 minutes of reading in there, 20 minutes of walking outside, preferably. If it's raining, then there's other things they can do. I also have a certain amount of push-ups, a certain amount of sit-ups, a certain amount of squats. Okay, and each week that goes up a little bit. Okay, so I keep them going. You know, I have mental in there, I have physical, I have their schoolwork. You know, so, and guess what? The stuff that they don't want to do is on there, and they pretty much get that done first thing in the morning. Okay, so guess what's happening here? Okay, now at the end of the week, if every checkbox is marked or checked or X'd off or however they do it, they get a certain amount of money. The little one gets $5 at the end of the week if she accomplishes everything throughout the entire week. Okay. Now I also have a separate list for a weekend, right? That's where cleaning room, which they know their expectations on the cleaning the room, cleaning the bathroom, maybe doing laundry, anything extra can get put there they do for the week. And they get $1 extra for that. But guess what that is? That's the reward, right? What am I doing? It's repetition and there's reward. There's repetition and there's reward. And you know, the first week I did, my youngest daughter Kinsley, she excellent remarks from her school teacher. She actually got a little, they have a broadcast they do for the school on YouTube right now. And she got a shout out for that. She got a certificate. So it worked really, really well. So I'm telling you, this stuff works. And then I have extra credit stuff. All right, this is stuff I'm like, okay, what can she really get out of the day? You know, so it's as simple as sometimes spending family time, right? Playing a game, that's a check mark. Write in a journal. Build habits, right? Check mark. Draw a picture. You know, why not? Now you're using your right side of the brain too. A lot of people use their more analytical, logical side of the brain more often, which is the left side of the brain, right? The more visual imagery side of the brain is your right brain, more creative side. So I want her to use that also. So I draw a picture. You know, I have 10 minutes meditation, you know, which I'm considering putting that as a daily. You know, I have learned something that is not required for the day. So I make her look up something, and then she has to tell me about it. You know, it could be on what are butterflies, how butterflies come to be, or something crazy like that. So, you know, anything new. And then I have on there, do something nice. Okay. And those are also $1 each. So once again, reward, reward, reward. Eventually that becomes them. Okay, so it's amazing how that works. So that's all I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me, comment on the video. I'd love to hear comments and have comments. You know, let me know anything that you want me to go over. I'm willing to discuss anything. And I have a fair amount of knowledge in different things. I do a lot of research also before I do these videos, although I don't like to go off my script very often because I feel then it's forced. You know, I don't like to do that. I have my notes and I try to stay somewhat on a format. But I think it's important. I want you to feel my authenticity. I care about what I do. I care about the message that I'm getting across to you. So please comment, tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. I can't change it if I don't know what you don't like. And please subscribe to the channel. It's right there, I believe. And I hope to see you later. I hope you have a great day and a great week. And until we meet next time, thank you very much.